So what's the verdict?
I am an autumn.
Hello and welcome back to this new video of mine. I hope the lighting is okay. We're trying something new now. We're trying a new setup. I hope you like it. I have my fall decoration over there, as we should, and some tea because I'm a bit anxious today, to be honest, so don't feel like coffee is the best idea. It's way too warm to be wearing a sweater or to be drinking tea, but regardless we're gonna do both of those things today to channel the fall vibe. I'm ready and I hope you're too, so let's get right into this video. So we will be covering my fall TBR today. Maybe it's a bit late, I don't know. What time does fall start officially for you guys? I feel like mid-September is when I really start to get into the mood, but actually 1st of October is always like, it's fall now for me. I want to make it a bit earlier this year simply because I love fall and I want to have a longer period of fall to enjoy for myself personally. So yeah, my TBR is huge. We're gonna talk about it today. Let me know if you've read any of these books today and also which books are on your fall TBR. I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments down below and let's get right into this video as I already said. But yeah, we're just gonna start right off, huh? This is way too hot still. Where am I gonna put this? Let's put it on the ground. Professional. So I don't really have it in categories. We're just gonna be all over the place, which you can expect on this channel actually. The first book I want to talk to you about is A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. I started this recently, I'm like on page 30, and I'm very intrigued in this simply because it's, you know, those cozy like rom-com fantasies. That's always what I feel like is October for me, and fall and Halloween. So having a demon in here and a witch, yeah, as the title already suggests, they're gonna be fake dating. The main witch, she's supposed to be very, very powerful, but she actually screws up every single one of her spells, and she has a bit of a mommy issue where she's actually wants to prove to her mother that she's better than she thinks she is, you know? I don't know, she wants to live up to her potential, and that's so great that she feels like she can never even reach it. And then this demon shows up and he's like very, very powerful in his own realm, and they strike up a bargain, and that's how far I got. I don't really know. I didn't even reach the bargain part yet, so we're gonna see. But this is on my fall TBR. I feel like this could match the season perfectly. There's no other time that I would be reading this book. Like no other time in the year that I would pick this up. Let's be honest. I have quite a few physical copies here, but I also have a few ebooks that I want to read and also books that I just still need to get. So we're gonna mix it up. Another book that I'm reading on my Kindle and I was planning on actually picking up very soon is Stalked by Seduction and Shadow. I cannot really tell you much about it, to be fair, because I haven't read it yet, but I heard that it's about a vampire, and I don't know, actually the vibes, I suck at this, I'm sorry guys. The vibes that I got from this, like from what people told me, it's giving Caroline and Klaus from Vampire Diaries. And sorry, but that sounds phenomenal to me. That's all I need to know. And it's like a dark fantasy romance. So yeah, vampires, dark, gloomy, Klaus vibes. I feel like that's fall in itself, you know? This man is super hot but also so dangerous that I'm like, I want to read this in the next few months, like up to November maybe. These are like the few months where I love reading fantasy and fantasy romance. So yeah, and especially darker books. That's why I picked this one up, and it just has been making its rounds, you know? So I don't really know much. I just know the vibes are vibing and are supposed to be vibing. So that's why. One book that I've seen everywhere and in every fall recommendations video, and I actually started it a few months ago on my Kindle already, is Phantasma. I now picked up the physical copy because I think I'm 13% in and I loved it so far. I feel like this has very big potential to be great and to be 5 stars. I want to pick up the paperback, I thought to myself, so that's what I did recently. And it's beautiful. It has like all these, let me show you, Night 5 of Phantasma and stuff. I love how it's like how it was done, and I think this is like a perfect spooky dark romantic book because Ophelia wants to save her sister, and to do that, like, she thinks that her sister is in this game called Phantasma, and there are different nights of Phantasma apparently, and what I've heard, the love interest looks like Danny Phantom, so like white or silver hair. The trials are apparently very, very lethal, so nothing for the faint of heart, a bit spooky as well, so I'm super curious. I feel like this has very big potential to be great. Let's see on my phone which other books I still have on my list. Oh, another one that I've been wanting to read for a very long time now, but I'm just intimidated, to be fair. Like, it's very intimidating to me. It's Fairy Tale, and I feel like this is so fall coded. This is like October, November spooky season, you know? Like moving into winter. And there's like suspense in this. Let me see actually what it's about. Also a bit historical from what I know, but also I'm just intimidated, guys. It's scaring the shit out of me because this is like 700, 800 pages, and some people are like, it's super boring, I cannot get into it, and other people are like, it's my god tier book. So I'm unsure as to what to think. So I have it on my Kindle, the original version still, not the traditionally published one, so I hope to read it soon, but I'm afraid. I'm honestly intimidated and afraid. Gothic, historical and paranormal romance meet in this... The thing is, I've never really read a gothic romance. So that's already where it starts. Meet in this viral sensation about an orphaned English teacher's journey to a mysterious coastal town to claim her inheritance, where she encounters a forbidden love, supernatural intrigue, and ancient evil as she is torn between two enigmatic men. Oh wow, okay, so it's a love triangle, okay? One alive, one from the past, now with a never before seen epilogue. Okay, this is confusing to me. You see what I mean? Like, is it time travel? Like, I feel like this is one of those books that you just need to get into without even knowing what it's fully about, like just roll with the punches, because it's also supposed to be confusing, is what I've learned and what I've heard. But yeah, I want to tackle this in the next few months, but don't hold me accountable for this one, because as I said, I'm intimidated, I'm afraid. Like, let me know in the comments down below, please, if you've read this one, because this is one where I'm like, I'm excited, it looks gorgeous, I'm intrigued, but 700 pages is a commitment, and if it's slow burn, or like slow burn is fine, but if it's super slow pace, then I don't know if I can pull through, you know? Oh, I love tea. A book that just arrived yesterday on my doorstep, which is also why I want to make this video to talk to you about it, is If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. This is a new release, and it's also, I think, her first novel. It's her debut, I think. I started this yesterday. I'm like only into the prologue. I'm gonna tell you one thing, this is the best prologue that I've read in a very long time. Like, it is so intriguing. We were set up perfectly for the story, and still I have no clue what it's really about. No, but I love it. Like, this already, look at this cover. If this is not giving fall, then I don't know what is. And we have the gazebo, we have those two that look like Lorelai and Luke. This is giving Gilmore Girls. Gilmore Girls core and fall core. So this is also what the author said in the author's note, that this is just a love letter basically for fall. I mean, not in those words, but I'm translating for you guys. I don't know, I'm just very, very thrilled to read this. So she's, I think, taking over this little inn, or this little bed and breakfast that she inherited from her mother and her father. She wants to fix it within a few months before her sister takes over, is how I'm understanding this. And her neighbor is Cliff, and he's apparently very, very hot. Hot baker, small town golden boy. So we have small town, we have her healing after a divorce, so it's already like, there are a lot of deeper topics in this, and it's also set in 1997. So we have slow burn romance, cozy, 1997, and a small town. And if I'm not mistaken, maybe he's even a single dad, but I don't think that this gives anything away right now. No. I don't know, but this, I don't know, I'm just really, really thrilled to read this soon, or like to pick it up actually today, because I cannot wait any longer, to be fair. This seems amazing, just putting that out there. Have you read this? I feel like maybe we should all pick it up, read it this month or read it in October, and then we all come back to this video and we talk about it. Or my August or October wrap up. How does that sound? Like, we chat about it by then? I think that would be great. Let me know in the comments if you're planning on doing that. Okay. Which one are we gonna do next? There's a book that I actually own, but it's not here, it's at my boyfriend's place, which is One Dark Window, and I am super excited to finally read this. I bought this half a year ago, maybe longer, and I was very, very thrilled to read it. I don't know how many times I'm saying thrilled in this video, but I just couldn't wait. But then I think I missed the mark, because then it was getting like warmer already and it wasn't the time anymore. So I feel like for One Dark Window I really want to be in the mood for this one, because it is intimidating to me, simply because it's also gothic, and as I said, I've never read gothic. Don't know, but I've heard it's about tarot, and I love tarot cards. I love the lore behind it. I love, for example, Poison Princess by Kresley Cole. There's a whole series that's around like arcana and like based on the tarot cards, and this was so original and unique to me that I've been in love with this series ever since I was 13 years old. So I'm just like, everything that resembles this I'm gonna pick up, you know. So One Dark Window was something that I was really intrigued by, and from what I've picked up is that there's this nightmare character, and she soaked this one up when she touched the card of the nightmare or something, and now it's a part of her. Like now it's communicating with her. It's like a whole entire entity. Shall we look it up? We're gonna look it up. We got enough time to look it up. The cover is beautiful too. Just putting that out there. Just saying. And I really want to read The Night and the Moth by Rachel Kulik as well. Elspeth needs a monster. The monster might be her. What? Okay. Okay, guys. Okay. Sorry. I was not expecting that. An ancient mercurial spirit is trapped inside Elspeth's Bingle's head. She calls him the Nightmare. There you go. Told you. He protects her, he keeps her secrets, but nothing comes for free, especially magic. When Elspeth meets a mysterious highwayman on the forest road, she's thrust into a world of shadows and deception. Sorry. Together they embark on a dangerous quest to cure the town of Blunder from the dark magic infecting it. As the stakes heighten and their undeniable attraction intensifies, Elspeth is forced to face her darkest secret yet. The nightmare is slowly, darkly taking over her mind. And she might not be able to stop him. Wow. This was entirely different than what I thought it was about, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And sometimes I'm also more the person that wants to go into books blindly, so that's why I don't always know everything that's supposed to happen. I just know if the reviews were good, if people are loving it, what the overall consensus on them is, and also I'm making it based on vibes, you know. If I like the cover, if I feel like the author is a name that I like that's interesting or that I know of, it's in my cart. It's added to cart immediately, and that's just who I am at my core. That's the type of reader I am. If I think it might be intriguing, I just pick it up. And then it might rot in my bookshelf for a year or two, but eventually it's gonna be read. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah. Sometimes in those TBR videos, that's why I have troubles telling you so much about these books, because I don't have a clue, actually any clue. But let's move on to the next book already, which is Belladonna by Adeline Grace. I have a little story time. Wow, okay. I was at the book fair last November and I was trying to collect a few signatures, you know, as one does. And I wanted to see Stephanie Garber, but the line was so long and we accidentally, we were in the wrong line, but that was actually great because my sister was like, look, here's an author coming, like, don't you want to go into that line and see her? And I was like, you know what, you're right, let's do that. So it turned out to be Adeline Grace. I chatted with her for like a second, but she was super sweet, and I said to her, because it is true, it is not a lie, I've had this ebook on my Kindle for like over a year now. So I own her book. It's not like I didn't, like I bought it, you know? I just didn't get around to reading it yet, but I knew already in my heart. When I got her signature on a piece of paper, I was like, I'm gonna love having this because I'm gonna love this book. And I don't know why, but I am so excited to read Belladonna because I just know in my heart that this is gonna be great. I don't know, you might call me crazy, but I do own her ebook. Like, it was not like I've never heard of hers before. It wasn't like I was being disrespectful. I was just intrigued. And I was like, I know I'm gonna want to meet her at one point, and now I got the chance. So why not do it now, you know? So yeah, that was last November, but it was end of November going into December, and if you know me, or what I've already told you before, this is not the time for me to actually read like spooky books anymore, because we have the main character who is also deaf. So we have our FMC, and our MMC is actually deaf. So for me, that's something that I need cozy fall vibes for, you know? So I feel like October is a great time to read this one. Let's quickly go through what Belladonna is about. Orphaned as a child, Sina Farrow has been raised by a string of guardians, each more interested in her wealth than her well-being, and each has met an untimely end. Her only remaining relatives are the elusive Hawthorns, an eccentric family living at Thorn Grove, an estate both glittering and gloomy. Ooh, I love this analogy. Okay, when a restless spirit appears claiming she was poisoned, Sina realizes the Hawthorns could be in grave danger and enlists the help of a surely stable boy to hunt down the killer. But Sina's best chance of uncovering the murderer is an alliance with Death himself, and Death is apparently super hot. And as the mystery unfolds, Sina realizes their growing connection may be more irresistible than she dared imagine. Sorry, but this is so unique. I've never ever in my life have I read a book or heard about a book where the female main character has a relationship with death. I'm excited for this. The cover is super beautiful, and yeah, please don't call me crazy for the signature and autograph thing. Yeah, let's not talk about that anymore. I still have a few books here to chat about, so let's move on to this one. This Spells Love by Kate Roth is very flimsy, but also very short. I think it's like 300 pages. Yeah, something like that. And I think from what I know is that she, like our female main character, she has an ex-boyfriend that dumped her and she wants to forget all about him. So she, one night with her aunt and her sister, she's like, yeah, let's do a spell and reverse that I ever met him. But her best friend is called Dax, and her best friend is actually like a very important piece of her life, obviously, like a very important person, and they both met at the same time, I think, like the ex-boyfriend and her best friend. So that means that she also erases Dax from her timeline and her life, and now we're gonna follow her in a new timeline, and it's supposed to be a bit like witchy, I think. But also it looks so cute, like with all the moons and stuff. This was more an impulse purchase, to be honest, kind of like A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon, but I'm not less intrigued, you know? That doesn't change a thing for me. I'm still fully involved in this. I feel like this could be really good. Let's see. This one is gonna be in a reading vlog, that's for sure. Probably also A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. And this one I also can promise you that there will be a reading vlog. So I think all these are gonna be in the same one. You can expect some fall reading vlogs in the next few weeks. The day that I did some damage by buying Phantasma, I picked up another book as well. And this one, yeah, it's a vibe. Like, I feel like it's just the vibe right now. As I said, I'm into fantasy romance. So When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker was a book that I've had my eye on for almost 2 years now. Or since it came out. When did it come out? 1 second. It was published 2024. Okay, yeah, but since it was published, I did have my eye on it, and that's not even over-exaggerated. Like, I think about this book a lot, but I'm intimidated to pick it up because some people say it's very slow paced, some people love it, some people hate it. I get into reading slumps quite easily because my attention span is just not as good as it used to be. So for me, a book needs to catch me, and a book needs to keep on having plot twists or things that keep me engaged, and that's just personal right now in the time that I'm in, you know. I don't want to force myself through a book just to potentially get a good ending. Like, if I don't enjoy the first 70%, I don't want to push through it anymore. So my rate for DNFing is actually quite high recently. So yeah, that's why I hadn't picked it up before, but now I was at a point where I read actually the back of this and I was like, I think I'm gonna absolutely love this. And look just at how stunning this is. I think this is the most gorgeous paperback that I've ever seen in my life and that I own. Like, this is just the dedication page. Like, excuse me, sorry, isn't this gorgeous? And look, like, you cannot tell me that this is not gorgeous. Like, everywhere we have those paintings, and wow. Like, I'm not over exaggerating when I say this is the most beautiful book I've ever seen. Diary entries. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So the more I look at this book, the more excited I am. As you can already see, it's about dragons. But let's read the back for a second, because this is actually what enticed me so much and why I wanted to read it. She's an assassin on the run, and he's a dragon rider who will stop at nothing to save her. Together, they will burn it all down. Just the description already, 5-star potential, you know? It sounds great. In my opinion, it sounds great. So, a book that a lot of people know by now, and that's the epitome of fall, in my opinion, is You Again by Kate Goldbeck. This is the most fall cover, besides this one. Besides If It Makes You Happy, okay? But these two together, fall in a nutshell, basically. So this is a When Harry Met Sally retelling. Not retelling, but inspired by When Harry Met Sally. And that's one of my favorite fall movies ever to exist. Love it so much. And yeah, that's why I picked it up. I tried reading it last year. I was able to get to page 26. Very big accomplishment. Thank you so much. 26 pages is not much, but I did have troubles with the writing style. It felt very dragged out, very slow and hard to read for me. And also the characters, I wasn't really connecting to them. It is third-person POV, but regardless, sometimes I feel like you have characters that you can connect better with and some that you just can't. So this one actually felt like that, and I really severely hope that this was just an impression that I had for the first few pages, but it's gonna change. So I'm gonna try picking it up again this year, maybe also in a reading vlog, but yeah, let me know if you've read this one, because I'm a bit scared. I have 2 more physical copies here, but let's quickly look through my list again that I have on my phone. Another book that's super fall, I actually listened to it already, like as an audiobook, but it was on my fall TBR, was Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Like, I expected this to be a perfect fall book, and that's why it was on my TBR. Just gonna be upfront with you guys, like, that I already listened to it. It wasn't exactly what I thought it would be, or what I imagined. So it wasn't like 4 or 5-star potential, but we're gonna talk about this in my reading wrap-up, no worries. But this one, Pumpkin Spice Cafe, I feel like it's a solid one. Like, you can always put this on your fall TBR, you know? Like, no harm done. Ooh, okay, we have a few more good ones that I really want to talk to you about. So first off, Insatiable by Lee Rivers. I have not read a dark romance in quite a few months, and I actually saw Laura, I'm gonna link her channel somewhere here. I saw her reading the entire trilogy and she loved it. Like, she was obsessed with it, and that actually hooked me because I was like, what is it about? And I am intimidated. Like, I'm not even kidding. This looks dark. I feel like maybe November would be a good time to pick this one up, if I even can. Like, I think I will need to read the trigger warnings. It's not for the faint of heart from what I gather. You know, I don't even want to read the back right now because I just want to go into blind, to be honest. So if you've read this one, also again, let me know. With all these books, actually, let me know. But this one I am intimidated of, but also fully intrigued. One that a lot of people compare to the hype of ACOTAR, like the way it's written and the way it's like the greatness of it all, is Spark of the Everflame. And I think just the cover and the vibes are giving fall, like the colors and everything. So I'm really intrigued. I again don't know what it's about, but I've heard that it's one of the best fantasy romances or romanticises actually of this time. Let's look at Goodreads. I marked this as one to read on 7th of August 2024. So for over a year now I've been wanting to read this, and yeah, we know that didn't happen. When old secrets catch fire, everything will burn. Okay. In a mortal world colonized by the gods and ruled over by the descended, their cruel offspring, Diem Bellator, oh sorry guys, I'm butchering this, yearns to escape the insular life of her poor village. Her mother's sudden disappearance and the discovery of a dangerous secret about her past offered Diem an unexpected opportunity to enter the dark world of descended royalty and unlock the web of mysteries her mother left behind. I need some tea for this. With the dying king's handsome, mysterious heir watching her every move, and a ruthless mortal alliance recruiting her to join the growing civil war, Diem will have to navigate the unwritten rules of love, power, and politics in order to save her family and all of mortal kind. No pressure there, huh? Spark of the Everflame is the first book in the Kindred Square saga, blah 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 blah. Yeah, so this sounds great, sounds good, sounds interesting, but actually this sounds like every other fantasy romance book. Like, yeah, she has to save the world, she needs to like become part of the revolution, blah blah blah, you know. Nothing new, but I'm open to learning more about it because apparently people eat this up, so there must be something about it, right? Before we go into the last two paperbacks I have over here, I still want to finish up with the books I don't have physically here. So A Love Letter to Whiskey is not necessarily fall, that's the truth, but it's emotionally damaging apparently. And also the book is being traditionally published and is coming out in October as a paperback. So I do kind of want to pre-order. I do want to read it now. So I still have it on my Kindle, but I'm really intrigued to just read it before it comes out again, you know. So this month or beginning of next month I really want to read this one because it gives kind of like Toxicity of Magnolia Parks, and I read like the first 5 pages or something and I really like the writing style. I think it has potential. Why not? And if I hate it, I hate it, but then at least I know. Bewitched by Laura Talesa is a witchy academy setting, I think, and she unlocks this dark demonic power, or not demonic but ancient being it was. Actually this is a love story between her and this ancient being, so that sounds super intriguing to me because witches academy, you know, fall, just fall. And I read Pestilence by Laura Talesa like a year or two ago. I liked it, it was good. Like, her writing style is super fast and easy, like bingeable. So I do feel like I want to give Bewitched a chance because it's also on Kindle Unlimited, so why not try, you know? That's another one that I want to read. And another new release, I think it comes out also in October, is In the Dark by Chelsea Curdo. And I have not read anything by Chelsea Curdo, like not the Face Off series or whatever, but a friend of mine, she sent this to me and she was like, look what's coming out, because she also loved the whole Face Off series, DC Stars I think it's called, and she was like, you need to read this one. And then she also sent me that In the Dark comes out soon, and this is a rom-com but make it dark. So I think he's a serial killer and he's also stalking her, but in a cute way, like in a funny way. So I am very intrigued, and I think it's a novella as well. Let me actually see the page number on this on Goodreads because I think it has potential. Yeah, it comes out on the 8th of October, and let me see. Oh, there's no page number yet. No page number. Okay. Well, maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's not a novella, but we will see. We will see. I feel like this could be a good starter because it's not part of a series, you know? So maybe I'm gonna contemplate doing that. And yeah, now we move into the last 2 books on my physical TBR. This book I recently picked up, The Perfect Marriage. His mistress is dead, his wife is his only hope. I've been wanting to read this for a very, very long time, but I'm not a thriller girly. I'm afraid. I'm constantly afraid of everything. So for me, like a psychological suspense sounds like something that I might be intrigued in, you know? I hope it's not boring. But I'm very glad that I found this at TK Maxx actually. Like, what I like is that she is the lawyer and she's married to this guy. I'm just gonna call him this guy because he's a douchebag, because he had a mistress, his mistress is found dead, and now the lawyer, like the woman, she needs to defend her husband in court and say that he didn't do it. So who actually did it? You know, it sounds very complex. It sounds like a very tricky situation to be in. Learning psychology through characters is something that I just love, like learning more about them and learning why they are the way they are. It's just something that I love. I wanna like put the puzzle pieces together. So I think this could be a very good start into like the suspense and thriller direction without being all too crazy, you know? So this, I think, for October or November would be a good book to read. And lastly, I already started the Book of Azriel. This one got so hyped up everywhere and I'm still very, very intrigued by it. I'm like almost halfway. I think I'm like, yeah, 220 pages in. I had to stop because it just felt a bit dragged out at times, very heavy on the world building. I do like it. Like, I love the main character. She's like such a badass, but I don't know, I'm not very keen on the male main character yet, and I don't know if that's still gonna change because he is called Samkyo and he is the world ender. It's so complex, guys. This is such a complex world. I don't even wanna... I'm too tired to explain all of this to you. I feel like this is a book that you just need to read, but also the cover, it's giving fall, it's giving fantasy with a kind of hint of romance, and I think this could really have potential to be super, super good. They're still hating each other at this point, so that's a good sign, but I thought I would love this more than I'm currently doing, but that's why I want to give it another chance and I want to continue before I forget the whole plot again, you know? So this definitely needs to be finished and read either this month or next month. Yeah. Wow! Will you look at that? Wow, these were so many books now that we talked about. I think I kind of was shooting all the way to the stars with this TBR. Like, this is insane. I don't know what I was thinking putting so many books on it, so let's see if I'm able to finish all of those. We're gonna talk again in a few months and then we're gonna see. But it was super fun talking to you guys. This was a very chatty and long video again. So thank you so much for watching. Again, as I already said, let me know which books you have on your fall TBR. I would love to hear from you. I'm sorry that I couldn't give you such a good explanation, but yeah, I mean, I'm just here for the vibes, you know? Aren't we all? Aren't we all? So thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful and blissful day, and I'm gonna see you next week. Bye!